in January and in March, and no full moon in February. So it's really interesting what's happening.
No one alive today has ever seen this combination of events, as they haven't happened in over 150 years.
You know, I think that, you know, we're looking right now at, you know, the state of our world.
Yeah.
And people may say, well, why, you know, what's the urgency? And, you know, Ryan and I were talking just a little bit earlier about the state of the world. And regardless of whether you believe in the Bible or not, it is crystal clear that we are in some incredible times, and there are some huge concerns about our world.
Across Europe, hundreds of thousands of people gathered in Berlin, Paris and London to celebrate the arrival of 2018. But amid the joyful celebrations, a serious but hopeful message of peace and unity delivered by the United Nations.
I'm issuing an alert, a red alert for our world. Conflicts have deepened and new dangers have emerged. I urge leaders everywhere to make this New Year's resolution. Narrow the gaps, bridge the divides, rebuild trust by bringing people together around common goals. Unity is the path.
A record-breaking cold snap is causing chaos across parts of the US and Canada.
The storm hit during high tide, which was intensified by Monday's supermoon.
All right, we're only 2 days into the new year, but archaeologists already think they might have found the biggest discovery of the year. A small clay seal has just been unearthed near the Western Wall in Jerusalem, which historians now believe proves the biblical claim that ancient Jerusalem had governors.
It is the first time that we find an actual finding, which is the ceiling itself, inscribed with the name of a position, the governor of the city of Jerusalem, while until now we knew it only from the Bible.
Bendito Dios, evidencias bíblicas encontrándose ahora en los postreros tiempos. Terrible.
Confirming a piece of history previously only found in the Bible.
The Vatican may be the smallest city-state in the world, but that hasn't stopped it vigorously disputing what's seen here as Israel's claim over Jerusalem. The Pope's swift response to what they're describing here as Israel's land grab has been unprecedented. It's been brought up at the United Nations forums across Europe, and the message has always been the same: uncompromising, unwavering. Jerusalem belongs to no certain people, it belongs to us all.
Jerusalem is a unique city, holy to Jews, Christians and Muslims who worship in this city. I pray to the Lord that its identity will be preserved and strengthened for the benefit of the Holy Land, of the Middle East and the entire world.
Eventos proféticos 2018.
An estimated 100,000 Bangladeshis crowded into the Sohrabadi Park in Dhaka as Pope Francis held Mass.
Idolatría. Engaño. Falsedad.
these are not like depressing times.
What you may not have known and what you may not have realized is that
estamos transmitiendo este canal de YouTube, alabado el nombre del Señor, Jason A. Alabado el nombre del Señor. Y nosotros vamos a continuar con este video. Gloria a Dios. Ahí se nos fue un anuncio, pero continuamos. Amén. Continuamos con este video. Bendito el nombre del Señor. Y le damos crédito Jason A. Amén. Busca ese canal y puedes estar al tanto de los acontecimientos mundiales. Vamos allá.
Things, as far as people living right now, immorality in the sense of, when I say immorality, it means that people are lost, people are hurting. It's not I'm not looking to condemn anybody by any means, but it is that people are so lost and hurting and are so confused in life right now, more than any other time. Right now, more people doing drugs and alcohol and living in such a hurting life that people are in despair, in great numbers. Marriages are in great trouble. The signs that there's going to be, wars, rumors of wars, pests, all these things are happening. They're before us right now.
Extreme measures to contain a national health crisis. This is a barricade in Zambia's capital, Lusaka. The wells were filled in, but not before the disease spread to the city. More than 2,000 people have been infected in just over 3 months. Cholera is a bacterial disease usually spread through contaminated water.
Population is suffering not only from Saudi airstrikes but also severe food shortages, but also too outbreaks of cholera and other diseases.
The disease continues to spread in what the UN has called the world's worst cholera outbreak.
The situation in Yemen today, right now, to the population of the country looks like the apocalypse. We need to scale up our response. The cholera outbreak is probably the worst the world has ever seen, with 1 million suspected cases up to the end of 2017.
Sadly, what's happening right now is something that will destroy generations.
Tonight, it's unclear why this flu season is so bad.
Every year, we do see an increase in flu-type patients. This year, it just hit very hard and very quickly.
So far this flu season, a staggering 41,719 cases have been reported, nearly 3 times more than this time last season.
And medical officials from Chicago to Orange County, California are sounding the alarm.
It's going to be an epidemic year.
Los fuegos, las pestes,
like we were in the middle of Siberia or something.
El hambre,
I have never felt
el frío,
cold like I'm
la nieve.
In these last few days.
The bone-chilling weather is pushing down into the southern states, and it's not just humans who are suffering as a result of the extreme weather conditions. In Florida, iguanas have been falling out of trees unconscious after becoming cold-stunned.
Only thing I could think of is Alaska or the Arctic.
Mueren de frío las iguanas. Una tercera parte de animales.
Just 4 days into the new year and we
de la
already
humanidad,
have the
de las
blizzard of
aves.
2018.
I've never seen this before.
Now, a new storm targets the entire U.S. eastern seaboard with the rapid, ruthless force of a bomb.
We're going to see what meteorologists call a bomb, a storm that strengthens so rapidly in 24 hours that it almost seems like a hurricane with snow.
Ferocious waves, flooded
Massachusetts,
cities, and frozen streets,
Winthrop,
chaos in Boston.
Unquestionably the worst I've seen it down here.
It was actually
3 millas de aquí,
Tuesday in Anchorage, Alaska, than in New York City.
Other parts of the world, if you
de donde estamos transmitiendo,
right now, are actually somewhat above normal. We're one of the coolest places on the planet right now. So,
giving the Florida Panhandle its first snow in 30 years.
Further south in Georgia, water fountains were no match for the cold. A rare sight where temperatures this low are highly unusual.
This is the first time in 5 years I've seen snow or even cold and ice as much as it is.
It's caused by a disastrous mix.
Geoengineering, chemtrails, está causando esto alrededor del mundo. El nuevo orden mundial. y el príncipe de este mundo ordena todo esto porque estamos viviendo en los postreros tiempos. California.
These are not like depressing times. For me, these are the most exciting times to be living in right now. We're seeing the Bible come to life.
Hallelujah.
Obviously, we're seeing prophecies being fulfilled. But now, even with all the last days stuff, I've always loved it. My dad's always taught last days stuff, and so I hear a lot of it. But just seeing
it's going down.
Yeah, it's going down. It's like exciting. It's not. I'm not scared at all. I'm like, dude, what's next?
An estimated 100,000 Bangladeshis crowded into the Sohrabhi Park in Dhaka as Pope Francis held Mass.
El falso profeta Francisco, el Papa de Italia y Roma. Ante los ojos del mundo entero.
What do you think about the state of the church right now? Do you think people are all fired up, or do you think people are kind of just lackadaisy? I personally believe that
el falso profeta.
The church has been institutionalized.
Yes, that's exactly how I feel. I feel like the church has become a business model and not the book of Acts. And so I see the church today as a lukewarm church. It's more about numbers and buildings and filling, and we'll give them whatever message we need to give them as positive as we can with whatever lifestyle. And so people come in and they feel good. But they do not understand. Nobody's talking about the end times. People are not engaged, in praying for what's the next program, what's the next flyer, circular, what's the next.
What are we gonna do with the next potluck? How about the men's group? How about this? And I'm like, dude, how about crumpets and tea? You have all these ministries, all this stuff going on.
Hallelujah.
Make sure the building's good. Make sure that we got the lights. Make sure we got the fog. Did you get the fog machine? We didn't get the fog machine. What are we going to do? And then a lot of these pastors, I've seen a lot of these young pastors become motivational speakers.
Iglesia de prosperidad.
When you're
el libertinaje
out, me, I'm out in the
terrible.
I'm barely in the church. I only come into the church to teach and do the radio show. That's about it.
El libertinaje terrible que hay en el mundo entero. Alabado el nombre poderoso de Jesucristo. Cómo la gente, hermano y amigo que me escucha, está llegando hoy. Bendito el nombre poderoso del Señor. Está llegando hoy al altar a gemir, a llorar, a pedirle a Dios que los libre de las cosas que vienen. Las profecías, cómo se están revelando, cómo se están cumpliendo en nuestras narices. Y nadie se da cuenta. La iglesia se va. Busca de Dios. Nos vamos pronto. Dios te bendiga. Dios te guarde. Amén.